Namaste. I'm Nancy Ruby. Let's talk about the shoulders in a very common pose called Bhujangasana or Cobra. So when we practice Cobra, we're going to learn today how important it is to keep the chest open, the collarbones broad, the arm bone or the humerus to the back plane of the body is what we call it, and the shoulder blades pressing in towards your heart. And that'll stabilize our upper body as we then strengthen those very muscles that help us to do so. A very common injury is to fall forward, to push into the pose from our arms instead of lifting with our back, and the shoulders hunch. So let's take a look at that and learn how to develop balanced musculature and flexibility in our shoulders with Cobra or Bhujangasana. Let's go. Let's begin our Cobra practice from all fours and getting down to the floor in a way that aligns us for the next pose. So here the knees are right under the hips. The hands, notice, are forward of the shoulders. You're going to figure out why I recommend that all the time. As I shift forward, now I can stretch out from my knees to the top of my head. And here's where we want to take the gaze forward, head lifted and light. And then all we're doing is squeezing the shoulder blades, keep the belly firm. If the core is weak, let the thighs come down first. Notice the shoulders, drawing back, drawing back, drawing back. And I land here with my chest wide open. My hands are across from my chest. I'm going to take my feet out, turning the thighs and the kneecaps towards the earth, top of the feet into the earth, and then adjusting my hands slightly wider so I can easily lift my shoulders. So try this. Just squeeze your shoulder blades together and release, but not drop. So we're avoiding this elbows high, head of the humerus low position. This is a very detrimental position for the health of the shoulder. So we want it to go back, squeezing the shoulder blades, hugging the elbows in towards each other, broaden the collarbone. Could lower the head a bit. And then when we lift the head, you want to lift from the back of the head as opposed to lifting from the nose. Keep the neck long. Draw the arm bones. We always say side body long. So if you take the top of your arm away from your waistline and then back, notice that the upper arm bone is now parallel to the earth. Adjust these hands not forward, but always further down and possibly wider. And then just notice how much your back muscles can lift you and lower down. And do this a few times. Very little weight in the hands. In fact, you could practice this with no weight in your hands. That's even better. Your range of motion will be your own. Don't expect to come up maybe as high as I do or your friend does, but just go to where that first point of engagement is. And then let's hold there. Plant the hands. So the hands are simply supporting. The big mistake in Cobra is pushing up. And see how I've crunched my ears and I'm just like I'm just feeling pretty blobby. Blah. So it's a very different pose than that. It's very active. Think of a snake, how beautiful and graceful they are. So you pull in, you lift with your back muscles, and you put a little weight in your hands to help curl a little further if that's okay. Now that's going into the lower back, so we're actually strengthening. Let's repeat as I wax on about the details of benefits that are happening here. Is you're strengthening the muscles around the shoulder blades and then all the muscles along the spinal column, your paraspinal muscles, all the way down into the lower back. If you have lower back issues, just work with the upper back. Don't go that deep. Okay, so always avoid anything that feels like it's pain, or if it starts to create some sort of fear in you, you want to come in and be curious. Where can your body move? And maybe come up a little further. So Cobra stays low and strengthens the back. Now, you can play with the arms out even further. Hi there, this is Mana. And you can get different effects down the spine. And then traditionally, the hands come in closer to the body, elbows in, right? Not winging out, elbows in. Better to take the hands wider to get the elbows in. Plant the feet, the knees, and the pelvis. Push down the lower body to raise the upper body. Breathe and hold at a place that's your peak, where you can hold with strength and grace. Still feel at ease. You're awakening all those connectors in your back body and gently engaging still the abdomen and opening the heart. And then to come out of the pose, instead of going back down, let's just push through the arms and let the hips come up and draw back to all fours. Pause. Don't be in a hurry. Stay in neutral for a moment. Feel the heat you've brought into your spine. And now slowly go to the counter pose. Start from the lower back, mid back, upper back, stretching into your cat. And then let's go into the pose once more, because getting there is part of it. Come into your push-up position. And the key is keep your gaze forward, head up. Soften the elbows so you can bring the shoulder blades together. And either do lazy cobra, thighs, pelvis, belly, landing with heart open, peeling back up. Or if you have more strength in your core, come into your push-up, navel to spine, heart wide open, and come down in one piece. But still, look, you're landing the pelvis with the heart wide open. And then peeling up. And then your last option is to come into your high plank. Again, chest between thumbs, gaze forward, elbows bend, and landing on the pelvis, belly, chest wide open. And then curling your upper back and pushing away without dropping. And then counter pose. So play with those details of entry and exit and everything in between. And strengthen your shoulders so you can open your heart. Namaste.